Good morning, guys. Welcome to Vintage Genetics, where it is all about the classic bodybuilding. And we just did our 30 minutes of fast cardio, took Vayu Meta Plus to increase fat oxidation. We also weighed ourselves. We are 114.5 kilos, 2.5 kilos above my stage weight, which is awesome. We still have 7 weeks to go. Conditioning is very much there. The coach now wants my weight every single day. In case it elevates, we will go down right away because we don't want to lose this conditioning. I feel great, feel energized, so very motivated. But now it is time for the breakfast. And this is the breakfast right here. As you can see, it looks a little different from usual because instead of Calabout chocolate, I'm actually using ESN peanut squeeze toffee fudge flavor. Makes it very easy to squeeze out the peanut butter from a bottle and allows you to weigh it way more accurately, which is what you want with peanut butter. You want to be under or over any grams. And here we have cream of rice and oatmeal combined for a bit more volume, some strawberries, and of course ESN designer whey protein paste. Chocolate flavor, guys. Check the link down below to make sure to get a discount on all of the ESN supplements with code Wesley. Anyway, let's enjoy this one. Okay guys, we have arrived at the gym, in the awesome gym. We're about to train the back. I already had my Nitro X pre-workout by Vayu, but I wanted to show you something. So if you look at my videos, whenever I upload a video, for example, this was one of my later videos, where we have to work for the Olympia. But here you can see in the description, you can see a lot of links. But the top link is my email list. So if you click on that, you go to the Vintage Genetics mailing list, you just enter your name, your email, and you will receive free emails multiple times a week and also be the first to know about special discounts. But what most of the emails are about, as you can see right here, for example, this is an example of what I sent out last week, FODMAPs in your diet. All kinds of information about what FODMAPs are, and I base these emails on questions that you guys have as well. So this is about FODMAPs, but we also have different kind of emails, such as about PEDs. So how this works is that I write these emails myself, and I make sure I work with somebody who does email marketing as well to make sure everything is sent out appropriately, because I don't have the time to do all the back office stuff. But the information in the emails is all coming from yours truly, and all the subjects in these emails are supplementation, training, nutrition. Now also the interest in PEDs will be in there as well, how to go about them in the most responsible way, my opinion about them, and also a mindset, motivation, everything you can imagine regarding bodybuilding. And whenever you have a suggestion for the emails, let me know and I'll write one for you and send them out to the list. So if you want to be part of the list, you can unsubscribe at any time, but just click the first link in this video in the description and you will be part of the list. But right now it is time to make the intra-workout, and unfortunately we are out of Vayu Intra. So what I'm using is my old friend pomegranate juice. So I'm allowed to have 30 grams of carbs in my workout, and this is 14 grams of carbs per 100 mil. So we're going to use around 220 mils in total to get the 30 grams. So I'm just going to put it in here. And by the way, why is this so healthy? It is very good for nitric oxide production in the blood, widens the blood vessels, good for blood pressure, good for a pump, and there's all kinds of antioxidants in here as well for general health, which obviously is what you want when you're a bodybuilder in general, but also a bodybuilder for the prepping for the Olympia or any other show of your choosing. So using this a couple of times per week is very important for health. However, that is the carb portion of the intra workout. We're also going to be adding L-carnitine. This makes you more sensitive to anabolic stimulus, makes your androgen receptors more sensitive, and it also helps to liberate fatty acids from the fat cells, allows them to be metabolized by the mitochondria, the energy factories of your cells. So I'm going to put one of them in each shaker. We also have some very important creatine, guys. To be consistent with your creatine intake, I simply do it in my intra-workout. So here I have some left over from a previous bag, and I like to put around, close to 10 grams in here, because most people like to use 5 grams, but in my opinion, if you take 1 gram of creatine for every 10 kilos of body weight, makes more sense than giving the exact same amount for people regardless of their body weight, because the more muscle you have, the more creatine you can use. Also put in some Himalayan pink salt for the extra minerals, and the last ingredient, very important, is Vayu mTOR. These are basically EAAs. So I'm going to put in 30 grams of this, which comes down, well actually 20 grams, which comes down to having a great amount of amino acids, essential amino acids, in your intra-workout shake to prevent catabolism. Because right now, I'm still, maintenance phase, but fatigue is still present because of the low body fat. And you want to protect all of the muscle you have, so you don't want to risk anything when you're going heavier and heavier and more voluminous in the workouts. Especially this is a back workout, so it's going to be intense. Anyway, let's go. Okay guys, we are doing the back as I mentioned, and the first movement is always a pull down variation. And I love chest supported pull downs, because chest supported pull downs allow you to really focus on the lats, without having to balance your upper body, stressing the lower back, anything like that. So we're gonna get started with this one. Start with the weakest side. Stretch all the way here, feel the stretch, and then go all the way down, but keeping your elbow low, because that way you can truly contract the lower lat, get a full contraction, then go all the way up again. It's a very challenging exercise, this one to do correctly, but that's what causes growth. Let's go. If you watch my back videos more often, you know that this is a slightly different cable than the one I'm used to. It's a bit heavier, but it feels very, very good. The angle is a bit better aligned, but it's more resistant at the same time. So happy with this variation and the strength I'm having with it. So 3 more working sets with this one. So very important with this movement, you of course feel the full stretch, but also get into that full contraction. Without a fully shortened lat, what happens if you lock this lift and you try to do more and more reps, you will cheat yourself eventually and make the range of motion shorter and shorter, because then you feel the stretch but not the contraction. You want to prevent this, guys. You want quality muscle and quality workouts. Less fatigue, more stimulus. Whoa. Yeah. Oh, feels good, guys. Feels very good in the lats. So we're now going to lower the weight just a little bit to make sure we stay up there in rep range, and that's going to be the last working set for this pull down. Okay. Oh. Whew. That's it for this movement, guys. I did 15 reps, so 4 reps more than the previous weight. And if you want to see the complete workout with the weights, the sets and reps, check it down below in the description with all the other links, of course, but the workout is written out there as well for you to try out. It's gym pin time. So I've attached these handles at about shoulder width, because now from the pull down we're going to go to a rowing movement. And this one feels very good because again, we're using the exact same bench for a chest support, allowing to truly get into the back, but without the lower back being stressed. Again, guys, it's all about the fatigue, well, the stimulus to fatigue ratio. If you can take away the fatigue from other parts of the body and put it all into the back where you want it, that's gonna be a great outcome. So let's warm up with one set and then move straight to the heavy working sets. Let's increase the weight just a little bit. We use a gym pin right there. The gym pin itself weighs 1 kilo. This is 20 kilo in total. Another 15 kilos to make a total of 128. And no matter how heavy you go, always use full range of motion. Control the weight, otherwise the weight isn't truly what you can do. One rep more than last time, which is very great. And that's why it's awesome to keep a logbook, because normally, maybe you would have stopped one rep before, but now you can push one more quality rep out, meaning you are stronger than the last time, and that ensures progress and muscle retention or muscle growth. Yes, I feel like I can control this weight really well. Another 13 reps, so that feels very good. Still, I think I'm around 85% of intensity of my off-season workouts would be. In the off-season, I would be going to and beyond failure. Here with some sets, I'm staying one rep from failure. If I notice that the form could be lacking a little bit, you can afford this in the off-season in moderation because you have the recovery capabilities. But right now, even though sleep is very good, calories are still, 2,500 lower than my off season. So not as much recovery capability here, but hey, motivation is sky high, so let's keep going. Ooh, this one felt a bit more difficult than the other ones. But that's normal after 4 sets with the same weight. And still, because it feels so great, I didn't change the weight. You can still get a very good feeling and a good traction. And then honestly, it will be a waste to change the heavy loading, because the tension on a muscle cell, the higher that can be, that is the number one stimulus you can possibly cause for muscle growth. So now we're done with this, and we're gonna move on to the next. Okay, the next movement is the seated row. It kind of is like the row we just did, but it's a different grip width. So this is a little more narrow than shoulder width, but at the same time, it's a seated row without a chest support. It feels different, and the different feeling is what you're looking for in a back workout. So what I like to do, at least one pull down, 2 different kind of rows. And because the pull down we already did unilaterally, and normally I will be doing a unilateral row next to the row we just did, but now I'm just doing 2 bilateral rows, and this one feels great as well, so let's go. Back in the off-season days, pretty much almost a year ago already, we did a lot more weight on this one, but ever since I've made more progress with lighter weights, with better form, a better stimulation method for the muscles compared to just going heavy and all out and creating a lot of fatigue and not being able to recover. It is so much better to find a way to train that causes less fatigue, guys. Trust me. And this is exactly that way. So that's why I always do this one after already having done 1 or 2 movements, because this doesn't have a chest support. So it will cause more fatigue, but because your back is already now the limiting factor, your lower back won't have to do so much trouble with heavy weights, because you can't go as heavy anymore now. And that's exactly when the set ends. All of a sudden you just stop. You feel like, okay, I'm gonna have to change my form in order to keep the reps going. That's when you stop, because that's when the fatigue will take over, guys. Take that from me. And what I always recommend, guys, whenever you finish a set, and it is possible to do so, walking in between sets, that's the key. to losing fat with the least possible fatigue. And what is the fatigue counter right now? How many times have I said it? Over 20 times? Over 9,000 times? Well, it's because I've been training for 15 years now, and only the last year I've truly recognized how important it is to get a lot of stimulus with the least amount of fatigue in any form of bodybuilding, whether it's cardio, building muscle, even food-wise and PED-wise. You have to minimize the fatigue and maximize what it does for you, get the most out of the least. We're gonna do this unilaterally this time. So normally I would be using 2 arms and then going like this, but now you can position your body, your lats, in alignment with the cable, and unilaterally you can start with the weakest side first. So with the left one we're gonna start, and let's do this. So you can pretty much do even less than a third of the weight here with one arm because it's more concentrated. It's a more difficult movement to master. What you can also do here is, if you saw, I'm putting my shoulder a bit lower to allow for true contraction of the lats without using the shoulder or the traps, for example. It's literally the first time in my life I've done it unilaterally, and I think I'm gonna keep it in. It feels very good, feels very pumped in the lower back right now, which is exactly where you want to feel it. And with both arms you sometimes go so heavy that your upper body has, your entire body has trouble staying put, but with this weight it's much lighter, so you can truly concentrate on the muscle without your balance. So logging these 2 sets and then moving on to the rear delts. By the way guys, if you haven't seen my previous video, you might be wondering what this is. So this is a continuous glucometer. In simple words, it continuously measures your blood sugar levels. So it's going to do that for 2 weeks, and then the sensor doesn't work anymore. And it's very expensive to keep replacing every 2 weeks. So I'm just going to do it these 2 weeks to see my average blood sugar level, to see the spikes, the valleys, and to see how my body reacts during prep to higher carb meals or to my fasted cardio, for example. More out of curiosity, but also because I've had very low blood sugar levels in the past. In the past 4 or 5 days, it has been very stable, which means the diet I'm having right now doesn't cause excessive spikes, and also not very low blood sugar level spikes or valleys, which is very good because you want more stable levels. It makes you feel better, more energized, because if you get a spike and then a deep valley, here you feel very fatigued, tired. That's not what you want. So right now I know my diet is lots of vegetables, lots of volume, healthy fibers, good amount of protein, and that causes the amount of carbohydrates to be absorbed in a more linear fashion compared to ups and downs. And you can also see whenever you take a walk outside, it actually does go down after a meal. So it's a very handy thing to just get a more insight in your blood sugar and insulin response to carbohydrates and movement. Anyway, now it is time for the reverse pec deck, and that targets the rear delts. I'm gonna lower the weight a little bit compared to what I used to do, just a little bit, but in order to get a few more reps in for a better pump in the rear delts, because ultimately with smaller muscle groups you do want a bit more volume, in my opinion, to get blood in that muscle. Going heavier here will target other muscles more easily, like the traps, which are much stronger. But anyway, let's go. Bicep time. This is the ATX Bicep Curl attachment for a normal bench you use for dumbbell presses, for example. You can attach this one. This is very nice. So it's pretty much like a preacher curl machine you can turn this into. So let's go. And you can go in between, around 10 to 12 reps, maybe 8 as the max for biceps. Going lower than that is only asking for injuries. Okay guys, last bicep set of today. I'm only doing 4 sets here, but that's plenty enough for me personally. So 8 working sets for the biceps a week to keep these biceps at the same size for the Olympia. 4 quality sets for the biceps. And now, as always, after every back workout, we are going to do some incredible abdominal movements for, well, 3 working sets on the rope crunches, guys. Let's go. Right, it is time for the rope crunches. I'm adding 5 kilos there. And I also am logging this lift now because just like every other muscle, it is subject to progressive overload. So we're gonna look it up, see how much I actually did, and I did 14 reps with this weight. So we're gonna do at least 14 or 15, and we're gonna make sure the abdominals are also gonna stay flat. And the reason why I'm looking at my abdominals is because I could do a lot more reps if I wouldn't keep in mind to keep the abs sucked in, because you want the combination of thick abdominal muscles but also a flat stomach, and otherwise you might be having bulging abdominal muscles because the transverse abdominis, which is responsible for keeping the stomach flat, won't be properly trained then. And now we're going to have the post-workout meal, of course. Nutrition is very important after the workout. Carbs after the workout are absorbed the most efficiently for muscle recovery. So the post-workout meal will be very similar to the breakfast you just saw. So the cream of rice, the now this time the value final protein as a protein source, a little bit of strawberries. It's going to be very delicious. And yeah, let's check it out. This is the cream of rice. As you can see, we've got cream of rice mixed in here. We've got some salt. And what else do we have? Actually, nothing else, because what we will do is add some protein in here, which we're about to see. And then I'm going to make whey paste out of it. Put this in a microwave. First mix it with water, obviously. And then on the strawberries, we're going to put this whey paste, and you're about to see that. But yeah, as I mentioned, carbs after the workout in combination with some very high quality protein, value final protein, guys. Check down the link down below to check it out, or right here as well in the corner of the YouTube video to check out the incredible quality of that protein. But anyway, that's what I like to have post-workout, and you're going to see that right now. And this is the incredible post-workout meal. Cream of rice. I literally added 700 mils of water to this, 4 minutes in a microwave, and it comes out like this. Put frozen strawberries in the middle and some value protein in the middle right there on top of the strawberries. Obviously chocolate flavor, and this tastes amazing. What I also take post-workout is Ashwa Pro, 2 capsules of this. As you can see, it is the high quality KSM 66 trademarked ashwagandha. This lowers cortisol levels and pretty much puts you in a more relaxed state, which is what you want after an intense workout. And I also take some supplements, always with every single meal, by the way. This is what I take. 2 omega-3 capsules, 1 astragalus capsule. This is very good for the kidneys, very important for a bodybuilder. Apple cider vinegar capsule, and also magnesium. And both the omega-3 and the magnesium are available at ESN, as well as, of course, ashwagandha. So check the link down below to check it out. But for now, let's enjoy this one. And we have arrived home, as you can hear. You'll hear it doing it. Oh, there it is. There we go. Anyway, we are home, and it's time for the post-workout meal. Let me show you what that is. Yeah, this is where the sound is coming from. Yeah, did you just want to go on camera? Is that it? And the moment I walk away, you're gonna make sound again? Probably. This, oh, did I not predict that, guys? This is the post-workout meal, 80 grams of cream of rice. Once again, the value final protein. This time it is a vanilla flavor, some cinnamon for the insulin sensitivity, and instead of strawberries, some blueberries. What do you think about that, Dex?